Hey, Leilani with the Magical Solution here. So yesterday, I'm going to tell you a story. Yesterday, I was doing readings at an event, and I get someone come to my table, and she comes to my reading with the question of, hey, do you do Reiki or do you do any kind of energy work? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Why? What's up? And she goes, well, first, I'm just curious. Can you do a reading about my energy? I'm feeling down. I'm feeling off. I'm feeling depleted. And yeah, from October, through February, I get the little seasonal blues and whatnot, but it feels different this time, I just need to find a way to not feel this way every single year. And I was like, bet, let's do it, right? So I start this reading, and immediately I am transported. And I don't mean meditatively. I mean there. I was just there, okay? I was transported to this place that I believed to be East Asia, somewhere in East Asia. And I'm following this man who has a little basket in his hand and a little puppy, a little dog, a little white dog next to him. And they're by this little stream, this little babbling brook. And he is kind of looking in there and moving rocks around and stuff. And he's searching for stuff, right? And it was interesting because as I started looking at him, I realized that this spirit that I'm connecting to, for her, is not your typical spirit guide. It's not your typical, in the past situation. This person was wearing modern clothes, and he was wearing, jeans and a white t-shirt. Just a very simple older man, probably in his 50s or 60s. So here's where I was like, okay, so am I not connecting to her spirit guide? What the fuck is going on, right? So I'm staring at him as he's, bending down, looking for something. And then all of a sudden, he takes notice. Sorry, my dog. Julia, hey, not right now. I don't know, he senses something or feels something, but he turns around and stares at me dead in the face. And I was totally taken aback. Totally. I was not ready to be acknowledged. I wasn't ready to be seen as someone looking at a spirit. It just wasn't, I'm not used to that, right? So of course, Julia, chill. So of course, I was like, what the fuck? And he looks at me for a moment, and he's definitely an older Asian man. So that's how I was confirmed that I was definitely someplace in East Asia. And he says to me to give her jade, to give her a piece of jade. And I was like, I don't fucking have any jade. What are you talking about? He goes, just give her the jade. And he goes, I am alive. I am not a spirit. I'm alive. And I'm like, how? How are you alive? I'm not, I wasn't intending to spiritually connect with another living person. I was intending to connect with her spiritual guides so that I can find out what her issue is with this energy. And he goes, you are connecting to her spirit guide, but I'm alive. And I was like, but how though? And he goes, straight up, he goes, there are people on this earth, not many of us, but there are people on this earth who have learned how to harness our chi. We have learned how to build up our chi, so much so that we have excess chi. And therefore, we can offer our chi to others continuously. As in, no, you don't come to this person for a healing and then they just kind of lay hands on you. No. They have so much excessive chi. They are connected so well to the source and is able to pull source energy out so consistently that they simply have cords that are attached to other living beings on the planet, and they feed that chi through those cords to those people. Stay with me. So then I was like, but how though? Like, how? And how did you end up picking her? Like, how did you know? Like, what made you be drawn to her? Because she's obviously not East Asian. This was like a 50-year-old white woman, like just very, not Asian. and like and and then he just starts giggling at me. He literally goes, mm-mm. He goes, "You're not supposed to know that. That's not for you to know." And I'm like, the fuck? I'm like, okay, well, what do I say? You know? And he tells me, why she's leaking out the energy, where she's leaking it out from. He gave me prescriptions to give to her to follow. And then when it was over, I like kind of came back to center and looked down at my charms, because that's the type of reading I was giving her, was a charm reading. And lo and behold, there was a charm there that I completely forgot that I had, which was a piece of jade, dead ass in the center of the circle, just right there all by its lonesome. And I was just like, here you go. And she's just like, what is this? And I'm like, I was instructed to give this to you. He said that I'll get another one, that not to worry about it, but that I'm instructed to give that to you. And then I explained everything. And this woman walked away so happy and so validated in what she was feeling, because the 3 places that she was leaking out of were 3 places that she was able to then validate and say, yeah, I had surgery in this place, or yeah, something happened here, and yeah, this is what happened with that, so that totally makes sense, blah, 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 blah. So it was just a really, really overall wonderful healing session for her, and a first for me, because let me tell you something, okay? In my 30 years of divining, I've been doing this since I was a fucking baby, okay? 30 years of divining, never have I ever met a living spirit guide. So, of course, I deep dive, which is why it took me forever to make this video, because that shit happened yesterday. So, of course, I did a deep dive and tried to research all of this. And this is not uncommon, actually. These are your ascended masters. These are your bodhisattvas. These are your gurus. These are your Dalai Lamas. These are your saints. These are people that have mastered their spirit, that have connected to spirit so well that they can sense when someone in this world is needing that energy, and they can create a cord to that someone and give of themselves to that someone in order for them to maintain, or at least survive, if not thrive. And this was a first for me. It's going down in the books for sure. So let me know if you've ever experienced something like that. It's pretty cool. Anyway, this is how we grow.